Seriously.
Yes.
I don't know about you, but how long can you listen for it? Then you go crazy. Especially when you get a ball. I thought it was low budget of Deanna, I gotta tell you. Okay, so Deanna, who was the girl that couldn't answer the question on whether or not Fred Cooper should be talked to about products?
No, she actually answered the question. She answered it correctly.
Am I not mistaken? It's right here. All of them are, Deanna. Please read this one.
Should you go to Fred Cooper?
No! You read that one already! Do you see the yellow color?
Should you go to Deanna Latson for advice on compensation?
And the answer is?
No.
I'm taking this with me.
Hey, where's Jeff? Jeff! I can hear him. See Jeff Yates afterwards. I'm talking to you, sweetie. I like you. See Jeff Yates afterwards, CFO. He'll give you $100. Thanks, Jeff, wherever you are. Now, we're going to switch to something much more entertaining and enjoyable, which is mucho dinero. Now, I want you to think about everything you have learned so far to date in compensation, and in ARIIX, and in products. You got to admit it. Come on, admit it, Todd. We're actually starting to get our crap together, aren't we? We really are. I can feel the excitement as you see all the new kids in the black walking up, right? Tom Jackson, unbelievable, huh? Dude's got a brain. And he loves quality. He's a total geek. We got our brand managers coming out. Why? Because we've got so many products coming out. And in fact, we've even got additional brands that you're going to have to learn about. And it's a lot of information that you're going to have to learn and know. Prime Oils is so much information up there, I don't know about you, but I was starting to nod off because I don't even know the brands that we have and I don't even know the people that we have. And then in addition to it, you're going to have to learn about a multi-line compensation plan that is the only type in its industry with 4 patents that are pending on it, including the ability to build infinitely wide, infinitely deep. On top of that, you've got to be able to articulate how it is that we pay at a better percentage than any other company in the world, despite the fact that they're going to try to market you with a whole bunch of wording that is just absolutely false. So I said to myself, this is getting too complicated. Now the average person has too much to learn. Do you understand me? It's a translation moment. The average person cannot learn all of this all at once, gets overwhelmed, and then quits. We have got to make this simpler. Now, where I went to school, where I taught, was the University of Utah. The University of Utah is the heathen school of Utah. The heathen school. On the other side, you have Brigham Young University. Now, Brigham Young University is the school for Mormons in Utah. They all go there not to get an education, but to find a wife. So 18-year-old girls go there, and if they can find a wife within 6 months, they're in love, and they marry a guy that gets home off his mission at 21, and there you go, it's over. In fact, okay, I got a few minutes. It's good to be the king because you can take as long as you want. You don't even have to pay attention to the clock. So, I'm at the University of Utah. Heathen. I am teaching statistics. And I'm trying to teach my students what's called a t-test. A t-test, either paired or grouped, looks at the difference between two groups of people to see if there's an average difference between them. The difference might be the average height, their average weight, how much they can lift, how fast they run, anything to see if there's a difference between two groups. So on the test, when I was giving my final exam, I wrote the most beautiful exam question you've ever seen. The exam question said, below are 20 data points related to the average weight of a Brigham Young University co-ed. And on the other group is the average weight of a female going to the University of Utah. Right? Before I could even give the exam, I got in trouble with the dean who said you can't do that. So I changed the question and I administered it to my students. And here's what it said. Which weighs more? Please do a statistical test to see which weighs more. A Brigham Young University co-ed or an elephant? When the test was done, I showed there was a significant statistical difference. Right? The co-ed weighed more. Now I'm in Mormonville. Oh my gosh, you talk about a meltdown. So a bunch of girls came in and said, I can't believe he's ripping on Brigham Young University, went into the dean and said, this is so inappropriate, you need to get him to change it. So I get called in, and the dean comes to me and he says, I understand you had an exam question to test the difference in weight between a BYU co-ed and an elephant. And you showed the elephant weighed, yes. I said, yes, sir. He said, you can't do that. Yes, Dean. I walked out. Next semester, I get called back into the dean's office. No lie. I get called back into the dean's office. Mr. Cooper, can I see you in my office? Yes, sir. Come in. Fred, I thought I asked you to please not do a statistical test that compared elephants and Brigham Young University co-eds. You did it again despite my exact direct instructions to not do so. I looked at him and said, I did not. And he looks at me, I'm telling you, he looks at me like I'm lying. He looks at me and said, Fred, I'm holding your exam you just gave with another student who came in all upset because you suggest that elephants and BYU co-eds have a comparison and the elephants weigh more. I looked at him and I said, sir, I did not. Did you even do the test? And he looks at me and said, what does that have to do with it? I said, I did not show that elephants weigh less than Brigham Young University co-eds. I showed there was no difference this time. He was not happy. But as I walked out with his scathing review of, I don't want any reference to Brigham Young, I saw a little smile on the corner of his lips as the dean looked kind of like, gotta respect that guy, he's got guts. What does this have to do with anything? Well, I'll tell you what it has to do with something. As you can see, number one, we need to start getting our acts together. We're going to start making it so we are as great as everyone is saying we are. But additionally, we gotta get this simpler. We gotta make it easier for people to understand, correct? Who better to make our story as simple as possible than a football player? If a football player can do it, anyone can do it. And on top of it, if it's a BYU football player, anyone on the planet can do it. So I want to welcome you to the stage, the greatest man not for me, just, you'll notice it. Buff, Brigham Young University starting freshman. I know, look at the ladies, they're all like, oh, I want to see this. Who's going to tell you your future fate in marketing since he heads it worldwide. None other than Philip New.
I am a simple-minded person. Really though? Okay. Let me give you a little bit of history about who I am real quick so you know who's talking to you. Other than I was a previous BYU football player, and yes, I am a simple-minded person. I've been in the network marketing industry for more than 10 years now. And just a little background on who I am. I'm a family man. I've got a beautiful wife, 3 daughters. Come from a family of 9 kids. I'm the 4th of 6 boys in a row, 3 little girls at the trail end. I got picked on a lot growing up. I used to be short, fat, cut from the football team, teased all the time, and then I grew up one day. And like Fred said, I played football at BYU. Now the picture here on the right is the Mecca of MLM. Utah Valley. This is where I was first introduced to network marketing. There I was playing football and I was approached by an opportunist. And that's where I decided it was time for me to join the ranks of network marketers across the world. And for the next 4 years, I became a rep. I built 2 companies. The first one was ACM, the second one was Kayani. I learned quite a bit. From there, I bounced into the executive side of the world because I believe that you guys as reps need a whole lot more simplifying to make things easier, to make things better, to take a consistent message so that you can truly communicate a value proposition so that when you're out there teaching, people have no mistake of what it is that you're offering. That's right? Now, I met with ARIIX back in October of last year, and I met with this guy. How funny is Dr. Fred Cooper? How smart is Dr. Fred Cooper? So here I am sitting with this guy. I'm a football player. And he starts rattling off all this stuff. Philip, I want to teach you about the Activate compensation plan. It's the first of its kind. It's patent pending and it's brrrr. I'm sitting there going, okay, okay. I've seen several of the comp plans. I'm sort of following. Then he starts going into all the amazing differentiators of ARIIX. Did you know that we're a brand strategy? Did you know that we have this, we have this, we have this? And he's literally rattling it all off. And things are just racing through my head and I'm like, what? How many of you have felt like this? How many of the people you're talking to have felt like this? That's kind of how I felt. Thinking, man, how can I simplify this thing? So here I am. Football player. I love circles and arrows. Philip. Here I am as a true freshman. I get on the field. I'm running out. My coach says, hey, you're in the game. You're starting. 60,000 people in the stands. Last time I played was in high school. And I have this look. You sure? He just says, just smile. So I get out there and I say, okay, what am I supposed to do? Here's you. Run here, turn, catch ball. Yes, sir. My first catch in college football, I did just that. I ran, turned, catch ball, ran for 29 yards, scored a touchdown, won the game. Okay? Simplicity breeds power. Again, I'm a simple-minded person. Who loves pop-up books? I love pop-up books. Very simple. I love coloring books. Yeah, my daughters are coloring and I'm like, scoot over. I want to show you how it's done. You can't go outside the lines. I'm going to show you how to do it. Halloween time, pumpkin carving comes around. Excuse me. We got to do this thing right. Okay? How simple is Sesame Street? I grew up watching Sesame Street. It's always a sunny day when things are simple, right? All right, let's get rid of that. Now, I want to show you a video that also represents simple.
One of these things is not like the others. One of these things doesn't belong. Can you tell which thing is not like the other by the time I finish this song?
All right, what does that have to do with ARIIX? How many of us have seen some inconsistency? Here's our Nutrify brand. We have some work to do. Coming in here thinking, hey man, you're saying one thing and then you're showing me another thing, and I'm like, that lady's face. We got to make some things consistent. And that's really what the message is about. How do we make things simple? How do we make them consistent? And how do we make them beautiful? I'm going to go through and show you some before and after testimonials of the things that my team have been working on. And I want to pay tribute not only to you, but also to the team that I have behind me. I get to represent my amazing team. I'd love to be able to take all the credit, but I can't. We have an amazing creative director in Lee Guile. Some of you may know him. He also has an amazing team of designers and other creatives. We have an amazing messaging team now. Thank goodness for our founders and our executives who've been putting their money where their mouth is to say, we are smart, we get it. Let's hire a BYU football player, help his team, simplify our message. The next tribute I want to pay is to ARIIX and all of you. We have a wave runner here on the left, and this symbolizes how fast we've been going. Have you ever been on a wave runner before? They go really fast, don't they? Woo! We've been going super fast at ARIIX. We're in this massive ocean and we're just going hair on fire, throwing brands and products out there without tools sometimes, opening markets, breaking records. You guys have done an amazing job. We saw credit this morning with all of the different accolades that we have going on. But now it is time for us to leave this smaller vessel and move to a bigger one, because we're moving on to bigger and better things. That's where we're going. So before and after testimonials. Before. After. Before got us to where we are today. The after is taking us to the future. This event is all about drive and advancing your future. We are dedicated to making things simple, consistent, and beautiful. Things are getting better. Total transformation here. When we say we're the opportunity company, we have brand strategies, they better look and reinforce what you're saying. Now, the other thing that we need to consider is every time we come out with a new tool that we feel pretty good about, we need to be constantly vigilant to take a look at it and say, how can we improve this? We've taken a brand website in Revive and we've improved it. You go to revive.com and now you've got a powerful looking brand that you can feel confident sharing it with others. Now occasionally, and going forward now that we've seen brand managers, our executives are putting the resources necessary for us to take a look at the things that we want to introduce, and you just saw Prime Oils introduced. When we have the time and the resources to do things right, we launch things with tools ready to go. We've got an incredible website. You just saw an incredible video. By the way, all of these tools, you're not going to want to miss our breakout session tomorrow. It isn't just about simplifying our look, it's about simplifying how you deliver all of these tools to your friends. I've spoken with many of you, and many of you have said, Philip, how do I access all of the appropriate tools just in one location? Don't miss our breakout tomorrow. Now, how many of you have seen the new ARIIX.com? What do we think? How simple is that site? Simple, consistent, beautiful, right? We got an amazing team to put that together. Here's our before and after. Before, this is what got us to where we are. This is what's taking us to the future. We saw some of the previous looking materials. We have new looking materials. How many of you have seen the new starter kit in the store? Our team has been working hard, listening to you, working with you, taking your feedback, because you guys are the ones on the field. You're on the ground. We need to give you everything that you need, but to make it as simple and as consistent and as beautiful as possible. So with that, as the football player, the simple-minded person, we are dedicated to your success. And by the way, I want to reinforce what Tom Jackson said earlier. The best part about being in this marketing position in this company is we don't have to lie, cheat, or manipulate. We get to tell the truth, and that's it. We are the opportunity company. We have the best executive class. We have the best brands, the best products. We have the best. And we don't have to lie about it. So everything we get to do is just make it brilliant. Join us tomorrow at the ARIIX Opportunity Breakout Session, and we're going to show you how to duplicate in the most simple fashion the things that we're showing you. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.